So my concern about this file not being able to travel past this last groove and therefore not being able to file a groove in this part of the front strap was well founded. So unless you have a milling machine, you're not going to be able to get this nice smooth transition with these grooves way up toward the top. This is how I like it, but without a mill, doing it by hand, I think you're just going to have to undercut up here to give some room for that file to travel past your top groove. And since I started way at the top of the front strap, which again is how I would like it, I'm probably going to end up losing a few of these top grooves to undercutting. So you could use a Dremel, that'd work great, I'm sure. I'm going to use this round file just for fun. And what I'll start out doing is just coming straight across here, just straight across, and I'll undercut the trigger guard a little bit while I'm at it. I don't really care about that, but I think that's part of what I'll end up doing just to get the effect that I want, to get that undercut. So undercut here a little bit, but the goal, really, the point is to undercut here. So I'll start just by coming across here, and then once I've gone in a little bit, I'll round over here, I'll come up here, and eventually I'll need to blend like here, maybe need to blend up here where the undercut transitions to the regular trigger guard. And I'll probably do all that with a Dremel, I don't know. My big concern is cutting through the frame. You know, this is my number one build, so it's kind of an experiment, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's not like I'd lose a perfect gun, but it is a concern. So I'll try to, it's really hard to see how thick the metal is. So I'll try not to cut through there, but I'll just kind of have to see as I go. And again, like I said, I'll probably lose these top couple grooves just because there's no more area in this direction to undercut, so it's got to go somewhere, and it'll end up probably just being what you can see. Those lines, I'm sure the top couple will go away. So I'm kind of pushing this way to try to remove as few lines as possible, and like I said, to get under the trigger here. Actually, if I can undercut under the trigger, it'll help minimize the number of lines that I lose here. I'm not sure I'll be able to avoid it entirely, but maybe instead of losing 4 or 5 lines, maybe I'll just lose a couple. We'll see. This is a brand new file. I got a set of files from Nicholson with just a whole bunch of standard 10-inch flat bastard, 10-inch mill bastard, 10-inch flat smooth, 10-inch half round bastard, 10-inch square bastard, 10-inch round bastard. That's this one, and the 7-inch slim taper. It's just a nice set of good quality files. I don't even know what all those mean. I should probably figure it out somewhere so I have a clue. Although it's not like I have a huge selection to choose from so that I can actually pick one that's appropriate to a job. I just pick from what I've got and start filing. Alright, I need to start worrying now about, actually, if I just feel with my fingers, it feels like there's a fair amount more thickness there. I'll probably take another swipe and break through. Who knows? So there's after those first several swipes. So I'll just keep working at it and then curve it around. There's some more swipes. You can see how wide it's gotten. Haven't broken through yet. And you can see I've dinged the first couple of grooves there, but actually I can clean that up and maybe looks like just lose 1 or 2 grooves there. And from the side, hard to get close enough there to get you the perfect angle to see how much it's undercut. There you can see that I'm just barely cutting into the first 2 grooves. The first one a little bit more, the second one a little bit less. But I'm just starting to get that undercut. I've been applying the pressure at a 45-degree angle. Now if I apply it straight down, I'll probably cut down beneath those grooves and give myself the relief that I need for the filing. So it's starting out okay. So I've undercut here a little bit. So just for fun, I'm going to take a few swipes with this file. And I know once you've got this really nice, you want to put tape around this so that when the file comes up and bangs into it, you don't bung the frame up. But I'm not done working on it, so I'll be filing more and using the Dremel on it and so forth. So I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. I just want to see if I can get some swipes that'll go up to the end and see if this is enough undercutting here in this direction for this file to do its job. If it is, then I'll just undercut a little more here, or extend this cutting up this way, just maybe up to here, or blend that in up here, and then just continue this depth around there and there. So this is just test to see if my undercut is enough. Get that centered on there. I've still got this tape on here all the way around, and I've got tape on the top here, so this is still easy on my fingers. Boy, these teeth are sharp. They really grab the metal. It means they're cutting. Put my magnifying hood on here so I can get a better look. Well, it's definitely cutting. And I can in fact see some cuts on the very end here. Boy, it's still going to take a long time. But I think that might be enough. Down here, the grooves look 100% cut. I would say it's 100% done. This is at an angle like this because I started down here and got 100% cutting action with all these teeth going by. But very little cutting has occurred down here, so these grooves are at an angle. I'd say they're 100% down here and just a tiny little bit on this end. But I'll do a little more of this and see if it's going to be enough to get these 100%, get the grooves 100% down at this end. So I've been working away at this, and holy cow, it is a lot of work. But I'm really happy with how it's coming along. Not sure how those are going to show up on the camera. I think you can get the idea. And depending on how picky I am, I think I'll lose 1 or 2 rows along the top here due to having to file along here, which is actually not bad at all. The first row is definitely shot because of the file hitting it. The second row is hit a little bit, but I probably could keep it if I weren't uber picky about having perfect diamonds up there. So 2 to 3 rows going away would give me a perfect top row of diamonds. If I'm not that picky, I'll probably just lose 1 or 2 rows. But I don't know if you can see in the center area there, the diamonds look perfect to me. So anyway, I'll probably go ahead and work on this more now, do the undercutting around the sides now that I know this is going to work and that I've done undercut enough to get the job done. I'll do some more work up here and then come back and start adding more rows down there, more rows of checkering. So I took that big round file and came down around the side here, down around the side here, but because it's round, it didn't get a nice joint with the work I had done here already. So I used this little needle file. It's kind of round on both sides, but comes to a point, and I used it to get nice and close in there. Maybe a little hard to tell. So I'll take the Dremel and blend all of this up here, and I don't know if you can see what I've done so far. Actually, some of that looks pretty good. Let's see if I can get a decent shot. Let's see. Some of those diamonds are really nice. Perfect diamonds, some of them. This last row is a little rough, but and then I started another row on the left here and another row on the right, just kind of broadening out those vertical lines, and it's a lot of work. So I'm making headway, and I'm happy with how it's going. So it obviously needs to be sanded with some fine sandpaper and polished a little bit for some cleanup. But the basic sculpting, I think, is done. It's pretty good. This was tough to get even, which I worked on with the file yesterday. I'll probably work on that a little more. It's not a perfectly straight line right there. It's a little wavy. That was really tough. I'll work on that a little more. But overall, the sculpting is pretty good, I think. And that was with the Dremel. So I'll just clean up the edges a little bit, sand out all the Dremel marks, but I'm pretty happy with that. And there's plenty of clearance for the checkering.